Nothing will stand in our way. I will finish what you started. The dark side and the light.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Hidden Veil. Today we're diving into a character who embodies the very essence of conflict. A figure torn between light and darkness, legacy and ambition. Kylo Ren, formerly Ben Solo. Was he merely a pawn in the Emperor's grand game, a spoiled prince seduced by power? Or was there always a chance for something more? A flickering ember of hope beneath that ominous mask. Let's pull back the hidden veil on this complex antagonist, or perhaps reluctant hero. Before we ever met the helmeted Kylo Ren, there was Ben Solo, the son of two of the galaxy's greatest heroes, Leia Organa and Han Solo. Talk about parental pressure. Imagine growing up with the Chosen One's nephew and the galaxy's most famous scoundrel as your dad. That's a serious shadow to live under. Ben's early life, as we piece it together, wasn't a fairy tale. He possessed immense raw power in the Force, a gift that naturally drew the attention of both the light and the dark. Leia, sensing the growing darkness within him, sent him to train with his uncle, Luke Skywalker, in hopes that Luke could guide him. This, of course, was meant to be his salvation, but ironically, it became a significant part of his undoing. Luke, still haunted by his failure with Anakin Skywalker, faced a similar terrifying vision of Ben's potential for darkness. In a moment of weakness and fear, Luke briefly considered striking down his nephew, a decision that, though fleeting, Ben witnessed. This single traumatic event shattered Ben's trust, confirmed his deepest fears, and pushed him irrevocably towards Snoke and the First Order. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy, born of fear. Under Snoke's manipulation, Ben Solo fully embraced the persona of Kylo Ren. He became a master of the Knights of Ren, obsessed with his grandfather Darth Vader's legacy, but in a twisted, almost fanatical way. He saw Vader as a source of strength, a symbol of power, rather than the redeemed hero Anakin Skywalker. This obsession wasn't just about power. It was about escaping his own perceived weakness, his inherent pull towards the light. He was actively trying to kill Ben Solo to fully become Kylo Ren. That's a heavy burden to carry, a self-inflicted spiritual amputation. Kylo Ren is a walking, talking embodiment of internal conflict. Unlike many straightforward villains, his struggle is constantly visible. He's not purely evil, he's perpetually tormented. First, there's the identity crisis. He despises Ben Solo, yet he can't fully escape him. We see him talking to Vader's melted helmet, pleading for guidance, trying to harden himself against the light. This isn't just a villain reveling in evil, it's a deeply insecure individual desperate to live up to a terrifying ideal of power, even if it means destroying himself in the process. His constant struggle to be more like Vader is a desperate attempt to belong, to find his place in a galaxy that seemingly had no room for just plain Ben Solo. Then, there's the parasite of Han Solo. This moment isn't just a brutal act. It's Kylo Ren's twisted attempt at a final test to sever his last connection to the light. Yet, the act clearly scars him. He appears weaker, not stronger afterwards. His constant rage, his outbursts where he smashes consoles with his lightsaber, aren't signs of strength, rather manifestations of his own impotence and frustration with his internal struggle. He's furious at himself for not being able to fully commit to the dark side, for still feeling the pull of his family. His dynamic with Rey is also crucial. She becomes his mirror, his opposite, and his unlikely connection. Their force bond forces him to confront the light within himself. And Rey consistently sees Ben, not just Kylo. This psychological entanglement elevates their conflict beyond simple hero versus villain. It's a battle for a soul. He's drawn to her power, but also to her innate goodness, which both infuriates and fascinates him. He sees a potential partner, not just a rival, but one who could either help him embrace the dark or pull him back to the light. Finally, his relationship with Snoke reveals his vulnerability to manipulation. Snoke plays on Ben's insecurities, his desire for power, and his feelings of abandonment. Kylo Ren is never truly in control under Snoke. He's a powerful weapon, but ultimately a tool. This highlights a tragic aspect of his character, his inability to forge his own path, constantly being pulled by greater forces, whether it's the legacy of Vader, the manipulative hand of Snoke, and later Palpatine, or the persistent call of the light side. Kylo Ren's arc is one of the most compelling and arguably divisive in modern cinema. He starts as a terrifying antagonist, obsessed with darkness, yet ends somewhere else entirely. His journey hits a critical turning point with the death of Snoke. In a shocking move, he seemingly takes control, rejecting his master, only to declare himself the new supreme leader. For a moment, it looks like he might truly consolidate his power, becoming the singular, unburdened embodiment of the dark side. But even then, his instability and the constant pull of the light, particularly through Rey, persist. His actions in The Last Jedi are filled with contradictions. He's ruthless, but also desperate for connection, yearning for someone to understand him. He wants to burn the past, but can't escape his own. The culmination of his story in The Rise of Skywalker is where the something more truly comes into play. The return of Palpatine reveals the ultimate manipulation. Snoke was merely a puppet, and Kylo Ren himself was being played from the very beginning. This revelation, coupled with Leia's ultimate sacrifice and Rey's desperate plea, finally breaks through the facade of Kylo Ren. The moment he sheds the Kylo Ren identity and embraces Ben Solo again is incredibly powerful. It's not just a costume change, it's a spiritual rebirth. He literally throws away the symbol of his dark persona. His return to the light is a quiet, profound act, driven by love, sacrifice, and the realization that his entire journey down the dark side was a lie. He becomes Rey's protector, her last line of defense, and ultimately sacrifices himself to save her. So, was Kylo Ren an Emperor's pawn or a force for something more? The answer, like the character himself, is layered. He was undeniably a pawn, manipulated by Snoke and Palpatine, constantly fed lies, and played against his own nature. But his relentless internal struggle, his inability to fully extinguish the light, and his ultimate return to Ben Solo prove that he was always capable of something more. His story is a tragic reminder of how even the most powerful individuals can be shaped by trauma, fear, and manipulation. But it's also a powerful testament to the enduring strength of family, love, and the possibility of redemption, even for those who have strayed the furthest into darkness. What are your thoughts on Ben Solo's journey? Do you believe his redemption was earned, or was he always just a pawn? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to The Hidden Veil for more deep dives, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next cinematic analysis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.